Had a fever dream last night that I thought was wildly entertaining. I cannot for the life of me explain why I was so invested in it, but it was one of those dreams that I remember a lot of details of because it happened right before I woke up in the morning. So in the dream, it starts on a beach, yeah? Some big ass Pokeball falls from the sky, and I do mean big ass. You know the Basketball 2 Tumblr posts?
Introducing the new sport, Basketball 2.
What is the objective?
Survive.
It was like that, but a bit bigger. So the military shows up with a few tanks and a bulldozer because this big thing fell from the sky onto a beach. So obviously it must be a spacecraft or something, and it needs to be moved for tourism reasons. Somebody objects to this because what if moving the big round space thing does something dangerous? And the general just laughs at him, and all the soldiers all point and laugh like the characters in a freaking preschoolers show. The general says, and I quote, "What? It's not like it's gonna unleash some giant terrifying monster." The bulldozer rolls the Pokeball over onto its button and unleashes some giant terrifying monster. It's a Flareon, a 60-foot tall kaiju Flareon because it came out of a huge Pokeball. I believe my brain picked Flareon because I found my comfy friends plushie to hug yesterday because I'm currently going through a double whammy of a migraine and a cold. Apparently nobody in this world knows what a Pokemon is, so the army screams like little girls and open fires. The Flareon gets really sad and scared because miscellaneous missiles and stuff being hurled at you hurts a lot, so it runs off to the city and the army's like, frick, frick, frick. Cue your average kaiju movie scene, people running around and screaming, etc, etc, except kaiju Flareon isn't malicious, it's just looking around at everyone like, and a dog starts barking at it and the Flareon mistakes this for playtime and starts wagging its tail and going, arp, 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 which scares the dog off and makes Flareon sad again. Now there's a crowd of people standing around because the giant monster just exhibited suspiciously dog-like behavior and so far hasn't tried to hurt or eat anyone. The only real damage so far is a couple of cars because it used them as chew toys and spat them out because they got oil in its mouth. Flareon notices this crowd of people and is very excited because it really wants belly rubs, so it rolls onto its back with its legs dangling in the air expecting belly rubs. Nobody wants to go anywhere near it and Flareon gets absolutely heartbroken, like it specifically asked for belly rubs. Why are none of these tiny trainers giving it belly rubs? Did it do something bad? Is she a bad Pokemon? I drew a diagram of this part because I just need to convey how absolutely sad this Flareon looked. So one brave or stupid TM guy breaks out of the crowd like, I want to pet the giant monster, and people start trying to hold him back like, no, don't pet the giant monster, and the guy's like, how about I do anyway? So he stacks a bunch of random objects to make a staircase, a la Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, to get up onto the Flareon and gives her the belly rubs. Flareon flips over onto her belly and accidentally squishes the dude, but he is miraculously unharmed, and the entire crowd is like, hey, this monster is basically a giant puppy, and gives Flareon lots of head pats, and now everyone is best friends. The military shows up again and people start yelling at them and calling them assholes for trying to hurt the big Flareon, and so the military just goes home, I guess? So basically the whole kaiju situation is resolved because the public TM went big doggy and basically adopted the Flareon as a city mascot and named it Big Floof. There's basically a montage of antics like Big Floof chasing a giant beach ball around at the seaside, getting escorted places by fire trucks, getting a huge dog bowl custom made for it, etc, etc. Then a freaking kaiju Skarmory, maybe 4 times the kaiju Flareon size, shows up out of the blue, and I anticipated a big battle because clearly Flareon has a type advantage and would want to defend its new home. But my brain went, nah. What happened was that the military showed up again and the general yelled at the kaiju Skarmory on a megaphone like, I'm calling your mother. And unfortunately that's when I woke up and I was annoyed at that because I really wanted to find out how that would have went. Who is this Skarmory's mother? Why would that threat work on a rampaging kaiju? Would an even bigger kaiju Skarmory have shown up? Like, I don't know, Cloverfield? I have so many questions. Anyway, I would have wanted to give the big fluffy doggy head pats as well.